Hi there everyone, this is Dan. Just wanted to run through a bit of a painting question that I'd had on the Facebook group from Rat. Thanks Rat for the question. Regarding painting an A&H Stormtrooper helmet. So I just wanted to run through the brushes that I use. So hopefully you can see that clearly on here. This is sort of a square-headed, I'm not quite sure of the official name for this, but showing here is a number 6. With sort of quite a square head to the brush. This is incredibly useful for the vocoder. So obviously load that with the correct paint, which for the most part would be a satin black for the vocoder. And then literally just press that onto the vocoder bars. And it's pretty much exactly the right size. And then just run that down the vocoder bars with the brush. That's really helpful for a lot of the painting for myself. I find that very, very good. Even with the traps, for example, you can use that again, load it up with black. I like to paint the black outline first and then let that dry. And then obviously go over that with the grey, just very carefully giving yourself that sort of 1.5 mil roughly for the pinstripe. You could use it for the ears as well, for the main part. Again, the fact that it's quite a sharp brush means that you can get quite a lot of detail with it. It's not quite as easy to get in corners here of the tears because of the shape of the brush. So for that, you probably would want something a little finer. This one's a little bit worn out now, but that would get you into those fine corners there. And again, for the tears and the traps, personally, I like to paint the black outline first and then overlay that with grey. Just personally, I find that a much easier way to do it. With the frown paint here, again, the smaller details, the majority of A&H helmets had the undrilled 5th holes. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this hole, this dip, for most helmets was undrilled. I find then just a very fine brush loaded up to give you that little bit of grey here, and then obviously the next bit's probably again a thin brush. By the time you get up to the larger parts, again you could probably fill that in with a slightly larger brush. Personally, I actually used this brush here for a lot of the frown paint. Again, with the paint on there, you can still get quite fine detail. That pretty much covers the helmet. Next up are the black lines on the rear traps and on the tears. Which on my previous helmet I did freehand. I'll probably do them freehand again for this one. That pretty much covers it. So as I say, essentially the main brush that I use would be this sort of square tipped brush. Again, I'm sure somebody will find a proper name for that. That comes in very, very handy. Thanks anyway, and see you next time. Bye bye.